She's a brat.
She's a brat.
Total brat.
She's
but
brat.
I kind of love
She's
her.
brat.
She's brat.
Catherine.
This is one epic love triangle.
I wish we had Shazad here too, but yeah.
Well, thank you for ripping my heart out with this film. Hearing whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Dagger. Also, I have not broken your heart, you have broken it. And in breaking it, you have broken mine. Another dagger.
Well, I'm ranting.
Margot and Jacob, how did you feel leading up to delivering these incredibly famous words?
Yeah, I felt the pressure to get that line right, that I kept getting it wrong. I had to repeat it like 6 times, and I kept putting an it or is in it or something, and I was freaking out. And I'm normally good with my lines, but that one, I just felt there was a lot of pressure to get that one right. Jacob obviously has like a lot of the iconic lines.
I just love that in M's screenplay, she had made each scene for me was like one of the lines. Each scene finished in one of sort of the Heathcliff lines. So I had this kind of, each scene was this amazing table tennis match, usually with either you or Margot, and I was like, but, and then you get to do the Heathcliff line.
Big smash
Kind
at
of
the end.
smash it. That one.
Mic drop.
There's nothing else you can say after those lines, you know.
What should you do, Heathcliff? If you were rich?
Isabella, bless her, spiralling over Romeo and Juliet.
So good.
She just loves love.
When you say in
Yeah.
It's like,
And the letters had not arrived. Oh, how I cried, Edgar. My head would fall off.
What do you think that Isabella, Kathy and Heathcliff's favourite romance films would be? What would cause them to spiral?
I think if any of them saw a movie, they would immediately combust.
Yeah,
They'd explode.
They'd be like, what is that? What is this witchcraft?
that is so true.
I honestly think Kathy would only like movies where she could identify herself in the main character. I think if she didn't feel like it was kind of about her, she'd stop watching.
This is probably going to sound so weird, but like I feel like if Isabella saw like a sex scene,
Yeah, anything
she'd
sexy.
just try and find loads of movies with like sexy scenes. I feel like because that's the thing is she's so innocent in the beginning, like she doesn't really understand, and then once she sort of starts to understand maybe what like sex is, then there was like a scene where she was reading a sort of like sexy book at one point.
Yeah, Emerald found like 18th century porn.
Yeah.
And the scene didn't make the movie, but it was Isabella like saying her prayers before bed and then getting into bed and pulling out this 18th century porn, which exists. It's it's really weird.
It's actually horrifying. But maybe some sort of sexy.
I can see that for her.
Maybe.
Margot, I loved hearing how Jacob protecting you from the rain was a moment that you used for Heathcliff in the film. Were there any other moments of improvisation that made it in that you're all particularly proud of?
Oh, that's a good question. I just remember whenever we have that like montage of like
Oh,
that
yeah.
period where
Yeah,
Kathy's
yeah.
sort of, I think it's maybe a 5-6 year sort of
Yeah.
period that we're getting to track her time there. And a lot of that was like at the end of the day, Emma would be like, okay, put on these like silly hats and you run here and you do that. And that was a lot of
So fun. Yeah, that was all improvised. All the montage
Yeah.
stuff was just
We were
pretty much
blindfolded
doing blind
even the
man's
Christmas scene was
Christmas
a little
stuff.
bit.
Oh yeah, you looking through the book and all the things you're saying. I'd commemorated in Take a bash. I mean, that's
Yeah, so some of that stuff, but not. But you're right. I think a lot of it is on the page and there for us today.
Oh, it's just stunning. These characters are so complex, volatile, but they stole my heart. What is it about your characters that you connected with straight away and just felt like you shared with them?
I think volatile is a great word for Kathy, actually. Yeah, I think I loved that aspect of her. I think in order to get through everyday life, you have to kind of stay a little more evenly keeled with your emotions, but it's such a joy as an actor to play a character who does not have that capability at all.
And she's so childlike as well.
So childish and impetuous, and yeah, she's a brat.
She's a brat.
Total brat.
She's
But I kind of love
She's
her.
brat.
She's brat. But she's kind of fabulous at the same time. I love her.
Totally.
Jacob, how about for you?
I think maybe just his absoluteness.
Full stop.
There you go.
And how about Isabella?
Oh my God. Look at my talk.
Yeah, you're like, I'm nothing like
I'm
her.
nothing like her. You know, like wanting a best friend, and also I could really relate to like being obsessed with Margot and wanting to be her best friend. But like when you're still in that sort of, like I really related to that phase of when you're a teenager and you just, you know, you want to have a best friend and then you fancy someone for the first time. And that whole phase, I feel like I was probably quite like that when I was younger and whatever, but yeah.
Oh, Isabella would be obsessed with Margot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where is the obstacle? The score is just insane. Which songs do you think best describe your characters? Which, like, big romance songs?
Ali gave me a song by Elvis Costello called I Want You. And that for me is Heathcliff's song now, To the End of Time. That was
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
There was a song I used to listen to a lot called I Want You to Love Me by Fiona Apple. That was it sort of felt really like Isabella because it went from being sort of kind of beautiful and then sort of like...
It's funny because the movie really does have like a mashup of classical and modern edgy elements, and we have a very kind of classic movie score blended with Charlie XCX music, and it really works. And I think it's because the whole world is this mashup of true classic filmmaking techniques and things, and this like fresh edginess to it as well. So I don't know, maybe it's the whole spectrum of both those things make sense for Kathy.
I could talk about this film all day with you guys. Honestly, it's one of the most incredible romance films I've seen in years. So huge congratulations on it. And I'll see you tomorrow at the premiere.
Bye bye bye.